In an upcoming election, 3 candidates are running for NH State Representative, Cheshire District 16, Libertarian Ian Freeman, and Democrats Chuck Weed and Delmar Burridge. The district covers all of Keene, and only 2 of these 3 men will be elected.
Of the 3, only one, Delmar Burridge, who has a wiener dog on his signs, seeks to perpetuate the endless war on drugs that is helping destroy this country from within, just as alcohol prohibition once did. Here's a short clip of Delmar defending his inane position.
Now, you're also kind of infamous as the representative who told Toby Island to snitch out his friends. What was with that? Or at least that's the perception.
I'm sure it is a perception. Because he blogged and did lots of things. Fine. That's what's to be the perception, fine. That's not what went on. And I don't want to be a part of slandering anyone or violating confidences. You know, it's kind of all sad.
So you don't feel like people should rat on their friends when they find their friends are smoking marijuana?
What's that?
Do you feel like people should not turn in their neighbors and friends if they find they're smoking marijuana?
That's how all crimes are solved. People snitch on somebody. Cops aren't there to just see you doing something wrong.
So you're saying it is good, it is appropriate to tell on your friends?
I would encourage him not to do this anymore. It's against the law.
But would you encourage people to tell police if other people are doing marijuana?
I would encourage anyone to tell the police if they see or know anyone committing any kind of offense.
How is marijuana?
For any offense, I would, hey, you should go tell the police what you saw, no matter what.
What if it were illegal to be a good Samaritan? If it were illegal to do it, if it were illegal to do something that is moral, you would say that people should be turned in for that too?
Give me an example. I don't know what you're talking about.
Say it was illegal, and before the 60s and before the 50s, it was illegal. Well, during the
this is my bed era. That's why.
Oh, okay, during the slavery era, it was illegal to harbor slaves. You're saying people should be turned in even if they're doing something like that? Just because it's illegal?
Do you actually think I believe that?
No, I don't. Of course not. But see, it seems like you're saying that someone should be turned in just because they're doing something that's illegal. Is that sufficient cause to turn somebody in?
When someone breaks the law, that's all I'm saying. You can put any words you want to it. When someone breaks the law, I'm going to encourage anyone to tell the police. That's being a good citizen, whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony.
Now, it's very interesting that Mr. Delmar there, he advocates that you become a snitch and you basically turn in your friends for breaking laws.
Not only does he advocate being a snitch, he says that it's fun to snitch on your friends. And this apparently all started when one of the hosts of Free Minds TV emailed Delmar Burridge a letter asking him to support a marijuana decriminalization bill. And Delmar Burridge, who at the time was a sitting state rep, sent a reply that said, "I'm forwarding your letter to the Keene Police Department, and you would make a really good snitch because it's fun to snitch on your friends." And I forget, I think it was Toby Island was the one that sent the letter. He actually read the letter and the response on Free Minds TV. And you can find that video on YouTube where he reads the letter. And then Dave Ridley caught wind of it and went to Concord and then caught Delmar in the hallway and asked him about supporting marijuana decriminalization. And Delmar has just a inane position, not only of not supporting the right of people to put whatever they want in their body, but of then saying you should snitch on your friends if they break any law. Any law. Which means, James, unfortunately, I'm going to have to call the cops because I'm pretty sure that I saw you put water in a milk jug, which is it's a crime here in New Hampshire. So, you know, that's a law. That was violated, supposedly. So should I then call the cops to report that? According to Delmar, yes, I should.
Yeah, it's interesting too that he took the letter and he basically sent it to the Keene police. So he was snitching on someone for supporting marijuana. It's not like the gentleman said, I smoke marijuana.
Right. Well, Delmar does advocate snitching, so, you know, snitches are going to snitch. It reminds me of an incident a few years ago when the We the People Foundation sent letters of or petitions for redress to every member of Congress. And there was one member of Congress in Missouri that said, I'm forwarding this letter to the Department of Justice and the IRS because I believe that you're a tax cheat for sending me this petition asking me to abolish the IRS.
Yeah, that's really interesting because if politicians are, if you're going to try to redress your grievances with them, and then their response is, well, I'm gonna turn you into the authorities.
Right.
Like, you really don't have the option to actually redress your grievances then.
Well, and the Supreme Court has actually ruled that while you do have the right to petition for a redress of grievance, no government official is required to actually answer those grievances. And here in New Hampshire, RSA 339.22, which is a really outdated section of the statutes, states that every city in New Hampshire is supposed to have an inspector of illuminating oil, petroleum, and naphtha. Well, no city actually has one. I've spoken with the city attorney about this, and his response to me was, I'm not doing anything. This is an outdated statute. Go talk to the legislators in Concord. So even when you do find a legitimate thing that they're not following, and then you go try to petition, the response is pass the buck.
Yeah, and you know, one of the major reasons for the War for Independence was King George was not responding to the redresses that were sent to him.
Well, and the colonists at the time, they wanted the basic rights of an Englishman. You know, it didn't start off as a war for independence of we want to be our own nation. It was we want to have the same rights that every Englishman is supposed to have.